We have a series of exercises that are designed to help rehabilitate your mid and low back, and they are also on a sheet that we give to our clients. We'll start out with the first one, which is cat-cow and the cat-cow variations. This comes from yoga, and I'll show it both in kind of a facing you position and also in a side position so you can see what it looks like. The hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees are directly underneath the hips, so the knees are out a little bit. If you have any difficulties with your wrists, you can also put your hands in a position like this. It works either way, it's just fine. With cat-cow, we inhale the head and the hips, and exhale the head and hips, lift the mid back. So it's always done with breathing. Here's the cow position and the cat position. And I'll show you from the side too. Inhaling into the cow, exhaling into the cat. You can also kind of sink your belly on the cat too. Good. And then it has some variations. The first variation is to look towards your feet side to side. You can do this with your breathing if you wish or not. It's not as important for the breathing to be a specific way. This really stretches the hips nicely. The second one is a strengthening one. Inhaling, opposite arm and leg. Exhaling, sinking the belly and tightening, and then coming down. Inhaling, exhaling. Now at first, you may not be able to lift this hand. It's perfectly fine at first. You just put it back down again. The next exercise we do is camel ride. Camel ride can be done in both a chair or in the car or just sitting in an office chair. It's called that because from the side, I'll show you from the side, it looks a little bit like you're riding a camel, but just like cat-cow. Inhaling, exhaling. A variation I like is to put your feet together, hold your ankles, and inhale and exhale. And this gives you another stretch on the inner legs. And it's a really good one to do. Leg cradle, we simply take one of our legs and lift it. At first it may only be like this, a hand underneath here and here. Well, as you get more flexible, it'll be more like this. And after we've done this for a little bit, to make it even more of a stretch, just very, very slowly begin to elongate and lengthen your spine. You'll feel a further stretch. Again, we can start here. As we get more warmed up, we can wrap around a little bit more. And then to further it even more, begin to slowly elongate and straighten your spine. We place the leg back in front and the side-to-side stretch. Push down, and we're going to look towards the ceiling side to side. Notice I'm pushing down, and then eventually I'll switch feet. This gives a nice stretch for the shoulders as well. Really helps the shoulder blades. And that's the sitting side-to-side stretch. The arm and low back stretch from the sitting position is to have the legs out, and I'd like to build it a specific way. If you simply have your legs out and then start moving your feet side to side, this begins to warm up both the inner and outer hamstrings. Notice I'm not rounding my back, but I'm bending right for my waist. And after we've done this a little bit, we can move our legs a little farther out and do the same thing. And that really warms up the legs and the low back. Then we simply clasp the wrist and pull it all the way across. We're slightly pulling outward. Just slightly pulling outward to get a stretch in the upper body as well. And that's the arm and low back stretch. After we've done any kind of a move that stretches our hamstrings, it's a good idea to do these. These are called windshield wipers. And this takes away the tension from doing those forward bends. Next one is a forward bend. And a straightforward bend like this is beneficial, but it's tougher to do at first. A better way to go is a polarity yoga version, which is to sit here first and begin to kind of walk the butt back. Notice my feet are going like this. And as we're doing that, we're bending forward. I'm also sinking my stomach in until we get about as far forward as we can doing that technique. The next technique is to cross your arms. Maybe for you, based on your flexibilities, we want more up here, but wherever it is just fine. And then we're rocking side to side. At some point,
we'll cross our other arm over the top. Notice my head is just relaxing down.
And coming out of that, and again, a few windshield wipers to take away the tension. Our next exercise is cliffhanger. This is another polarity yoga one. It's very much like the cat-cow in terms of movement. Here the hands go back, the fingers pointing forward. We're inhaling forward, exhale, the chin drops, belly sinks. We can also add some strengthening by sinking the belly and tightening the belly and the pelvic floor, like a kegel. Inhale, exhale, chin drops, sink and tighten. I'll show you from the side. Inhale, exhale. The next variation of this is to go all the way back and turn side to side. And here we're looking straight across. This really stretches the shoulders nicely. Be careful at this at first with the shoulder injury, that you don't overdo that. And we can, again, kind of shrug in between. That helps. Now, once we've strengthened, or once we've stretched everything here, it's good to strengthen the stomach. For low back issues, strengthening the front and stretching the back is basically the overall strategy. So this is called the boat. What I'm going to do is, from this position here, I'm going to simply lift the legs, transfer to here, and notice I'm lifting my chest and I'm dropping my shoulders and I'm holding my legs up to some extent, but mostly I'm letting my stomach muscles do it. Sink the belly even more and then see if you can release for a little bit. And if that feels okay, you can even build a higher boat by going a little closer towards your ankles, sinking and tightening. This way you can strengthen your stomach and put no stress on your neck at all, as you would if you did sit-ups or crunches. After we've done the boat, we have some variations of bridge. Bridge is another yoga move. The bridge position is to have your feet a little bit apart. Your hands can be down here. If you're more flexible, you may be able to clasp the Achilles tendon. If you're very flexible, you can actually wrap around your ankles. And in the bridge, what we do is we lift up in the bridge. Notice I'm going to rock side to side, get my shoulder blades more close together underneath me. And there's the bridge. And the bridge variation is to inhale up and exhale down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Another bridge variation, and this is a very good one for low backs, is to go all the way up, your hands will be flat now, and march in place without the hips dropping. It's hard to do. If you notice your hips are starting to drop a little bit, then just stop and rest. Come back up and do it again. Keeping the hips